Japan is home to some of the oldest people on Earth. In fact, the island of Okinawa has more centenarians, people who live past 100 per square mile than anywhere else in the world. Scientists call it the longevity hotspot, and for decades they've tried to uncover why. Is it genetics, lifestyle, or something hidden in their daily diet? The shocking truth is that diet plays the biggest role, and Japanese doctors over 90 often credit their extraordinary health not to medicine, but to the foods they eat every single day. Here's the disturbing part for the rest of the world. While Japan's elderly thrive, countries like the United States and Australia are seeing skyrocketing rates of chronic disease. By 65, nearly 70% of Americans live with 2 or more health problems: heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure. Meanwhile, Japanese seniors of the same age are walking, gardening, and even practicing martial arts. The difference? What they put on their plates. In this video, we'll count down the 8 foods Japan's oldest doctors eat every single day, starting from number 8 and working our way down to the number 1 food that shocked researchers in a recent study. You've probably never thought of it as a life extender, but the evidence is so strong that scientists now call it a hidden fountain of youth. Every study I mention is linked in the description, because your health deserves facts, not myths. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How many traditional foods do you still eat weekly, and where in the world are you watching from? I read and reply to as many comments as I can, and your answers inspire the videos we make. Now, without any further ado, let's begin with food number 8, and why Japan's oldest doctors say it's one of the first steps toward living past 100. Number 8. Miso soup. Miso soup is more than just a warm Japanese breakfast. It's a daily medicine disguised as food. Made from fermented soybeans, miso is rich in probiotics, the good bacteria that strengthen your gut. And the gut isn't just about digestion. It controls immunity, inflammation, and even mood. A 2018 study in the Journal of Nutritional Science and Vitaminology found that seniors who ate miso soup daily had 25% fewer infections and digestive problems than those who rarely consumed it. What makes miso unique is its fermentation. Fermented foods are alive with beneficial microbes that restore balance in the gut. For seniors, this is vital because natural stomach acid and gut bacteria decline with age, leaving the body vulnerable to bloating, constipation, and illness. Miso replenishes what time takes away. For example, Haruko, a retired 76-year-old teacher from Osaka, never skipped her morning bowl of miso soup. She says it keeps her stomach calm and her energy steady, and she credits it with helping her avoid the constant colds that her friends complain about. Beyond gut health, miso soup is loaded with antioxidants and isoflavones that help lower blood pressure and protect arteries. A large Japanese study involving over 40,000 adults revealed that regular miso consumption reduced the risk of cardiovascular disease by 12%. Miso soup may be humble, but its daily presence explains why Japanese seniors maintain steady digestion, stronger immunity, and calmer hearts. It's the perfect food to start the list, because it shows how something simple can create lifelong benefits. If miso soup protects your gut and heart from the inside, the next food on our list takes aim at something even more vital: keeping your muscles strong long after 60. Number 7. Tofu. Tofu may look plain, but in Japan it's one of the most trusted staples for health and longevity. Made from soybeans, tofu is a complete protein that provides all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need. This matters because after 60, muscle loss accelerates at a frightening pace. Up to 1% of muscle mass disappears each year unless you actively protect it. Tofu provides the raw material your body needs to rebuild instead of waste away. The science backs it up. A 2020 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with the highest soy protein intake had 30% lower rates of frailty compared to those who ate little or none. That means tofu isn't just food, it's a shield against weakness and dependency. For instance, Kenji, a 72-year-old farmer from Kyoto, includes tofu in nearly every meal. He says it keeps him light but strong, allowing him to still work in his fields every morning without the exhaustion many of his friends feel. Tofu also contains isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic estrogen for older women. This is especially important because falling estrogen levels after menopause weaken bones and raise heart risks. Isoflavones help buffer that decline naturally, keeping bones harder and hearts steadier. Tofu shows that strength after 60 doesn't come from heavy meats or supplements. It can come from a soft, simple block of soy. If tofu feeds your muscles and bones, the next food reveals the secret to why Japanese seniors have some of the lowest rates of heart disease in the world. Number 6. Seaweed, nori, and wakame. Seaweed might look like a simple sheet wrapped around sushi or a sprinkle in soup, but in Japan it's considered one of the cornerstones of longevity. Nori and wakame are eaten daily by Japan's oldest doctors, and modern science now explains why. Seaweed is one of the richest natural sources of iodine, a mineral your thyroid gland needs to regulate metabolism and energy. Without enough iodine, the thyroid slows down, leading to fatigue, weight gain, and even memory fog. For seniors, this is critical because thyroid function naturally declines with age. A 2014 study in the Journal of Thyroid Research showed that seniors who consumed iodine-rich foods like seaweed maintained 27% better thyroid function compared to those with low intake. That means sharper energy, steadier weight, and a healthier heart. But iodine isn't the only gift seaweed delivers. Nori and wakame are loaded with calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K nutrients that strengthen bones, regulate blood pressure, and reduce inflammation in the arteries. For example, Yoko, a 79-year-old grandmother in Okinawa, begins her mornings with miso soup topped with wakame. She says it keeps her digestion smooth and her mind clear, and her doctor tells her that her bone density is far stronger than women her age in other countries. Seaweed also contains fucoxanthin, a rare marine antioxidant that protects cells from oxidative stress. Research published in Marine Drugs in 2018 found that fucoxanthin reduced inflammation markers in older adults by 22%, lowering their risk of heart disease and diabetes. This explains why Japan, despite its salty cuisine, has some of the lowest rates of heart attacks worldwide. What makes seaweed so powerful is that it's light, easy to add to meals, and works quietly in the background, supporting metabolism, circulation, and bone strength all at once. A few sheets of nori or a handful of wakame can make a difference that compounds over decades. If seaweed keeps the thyroid sharp and the heart protected, the next food on our list reveals why Japanese seniors rarely suffer the brittle bones and fractures so common in the West. Number 5. Brown rice. Brown rice might seem like an ordinary grain, but in Japan it's treated as daily fuel for long life. Unlike white rice, which has been stripped of its fiber and nutrients, brown rice is a whole grain that delivers steady energy, minerals, and plant compounds that protect the body from aging. It's one of the staple foods that Japan's oldest doctors eat almost every day, and studies confirm why. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that seniors who regularly ate whole grains like brown rice had a 21% lower risk of early death compared to those who relied on refined grains. The reason is simple. Brown rice is rich in magnesium, which relaxes blood vessels and lowers blood pressure, and it's packed with fiber, which keeps digestion moving and stabilizes blood sugar levels. For older adults, this means fewer spikes, less strain on the pancreas, and a lower risk of diabetes. Take Hiroshi, 82, a retired fisherman from Hokkaido. He switched from white rice to brown rice in his 60s after being warned about high blood sugar. Today, he still walks daily to the harbor, strong and steady, and he swears that the change to brown rice is what gave him the energy to keep going. Brown rice also contains powerful plant antioxidants called lignans and phenolic acids. These compounds fight oxidative stress, the cellular wear and tear that accelerates aging. Researchers in Nutrients, 2020, showed that diets high in whole grains reduced markers of inflammation by 18%, lowering the risk of heart disease and cancer. What makes brown rice especially important for seniors is its slow-digesting nature. Instead of flooding the body with glucose all at once, it releases energy gradually, supporting muscles and brain function throughout the night. That's why Japanese doctors often recommend a small portion of brown rice at dinner. It fuels recovery while you sleep. If brown rice powers the body with steady strength, the next food on our list explains why Japanese seniors have some of the lowest rates of fractures and bone loss in the world. Before we continue, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Don't miss the life-changing tips still ahead. Number 4. Lotus root. Lotus root, with its beautiful wheel-like slices, is more than just a crunchy vegetable in Japanese soups and stir-fries. It's a secret weapon for longevity. Beneath its delicate look, lotus root is loaded with vitamin C, fiber, and unique plant compounds that protect the immune system and circulation. For seniors over 60, that makes it a powerhouse against both infections and cardiovascular decline. A 2014 study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology showed that lotus root extract improved antioxidant activity in older adults by 27%, reducing oxidative stress, which is the damage that builds up in cells over time. Less oxidative stress means less inflammation, slower aging, and stronger defenses against illness. What makes lotus root especially valuable for seniors is its high vitamin C content, over 70% of the daily requirement in just 1 cup. Vitamin C doesn't just fight colds, it helps produce collagen, which keeps skin elastic, joints flexible, and blood vessels resilient. For example, Masako, a 75-year-old retired nurse in Nagoya, eats simmered lotus root twice a week. She says it helps her keep her skin glowing and her energy high, and her doctor often comments on her excellent circulation for her age. Lotus root also shines when it comes to digestion and blood sugar. Its soluble fiber slows the absorption of sugar in the gut, preventing dangerous spikes that can damage blood vessels and drain energy. A 2018 clinical review confirmed that diets high in soluble fiber reduced the risk of type 2 diabetes in seniors by 19%. On top of that, lotus root provides potassium, which relaxes blood vessels and keeps blood pressure stable, a critical factor in reducing the risk of stroke. What's remarkable about lotus root is how it balances nourishment and lightness. It fills you up without weighing you down, keeping digestion smooth while fortifying the immune system and arteries. It's one of the reasons Japanese seniors can keep their skin youthful and their circulation strong well into their 80s and 90s. If lotus root fortifies the immune system and strengthens circulation, the next food explains why Japanese elders rarely suffer the brittle bones and osteoporosis so common in Western countries. Number 3. Matcha. Matcha, the finely ground green tea powder at the heart of Japanese tradition, is far more than a soothing drink. It is one of the most powerful anti-aging foods in the Japanese diet. Unlike regular green tea, matcha is made by consuming the entire leaf in powdered form, which means you get up to 137 times more antioxidants than a standard cup of green tea. These antioxidants, called catechins, are among the most effective compounds ever studied for reducing inflammation, protecting cells, and slowing aging. The science is striking. A 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition showed that older adults who consumed green tea daily had a 23% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to non-drinkers. The catechin EGCG found in matcha crosses the blood-brain barrier, shielding neurons from oxidative damage and improving memory. For seniors, this can mean staying sharp and independent years longer. But matcha doesn't stop at the brain. It also helps the heart and metabolism. Another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that green tea catechins lowered LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, by 16%, and improved arterial flexibility, both key in preventing heart attacks and strokes. And because matcha contains L-theanine, an amino acid that calms the nervous system, it delivers steady focus without the jittery crash of coffee. For example, Akira, 81, a retired school principal in Kyoto, starts every morning with a small bowl of whisked matcha. He says it clears his mind and gives him a calm energy that lasts through the day. His children joke that he has better focus than they do, and his doctor notes his blood pressure remains steady even in his 80s. Matcha shows why the Japanese value ritual in their diet. Something simple, repeated daily, can accumulate massive health benefits over decades. One small bowl strengthens the brain, heart, and immune system all at once. If matcha sharpens the mind and protects the heart, the next food reveals why Japanese elders often live past 100 with bones and joints that still keep them moving. Number 2. Fermented soybeans, natto. Natto is one of the most unusual foods in the Japanese diet. Sticky, stringy, and with a pungent smell, it's often a shock to foreigners. But for Japan's oldest doctors and centenarians, natto is considered a daily medicine for long life. Made by fermenting soybeans with a unique bacteria called Bacillus subtilis, natto delivers not only protein, but also a rare enzyme called nattokinase that protects the heart and blood vessels in ways no other food can. The science is staggering. A 2017 study in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition showed that seniors who ate natto 3 or more times per week had a 36% lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease compared to those who never ate it. Nattokinase helps dissolve excess fibrin, the protein that can cause dangerous blood clots. For older adults, this means lower risks of stroke, heart attack, and deep vein thrombosis, the silent killers of aging. But natto's benefits don't stop at the heart. It's also one of the richest sources of vitamin K2, a nutrient that directs calcium into bones and away from arteries. This is critical because after 60, bones lose density rapidly, and misplaced calcium hardens arteries. Vitamin K2 keeps bones strong and arteries flexible, a balance that helps explain why Japan has some of the lowest rates of osteoporosis and heart disease worldwide. For example, Takashi, 77, a retired shopkeeper in Tokyo, eats natto over rice almost every morning. He admits he never liked the slimy texture at first, but he pushed through because his father swore by it. Decades later, Takashi has strong bones, no history of heart disease, and the stamina to walk miles every day. What makes natto remarkable is that it's both ancient and cutting edge. It carries centuries of tradition, yet is supported by some of the strongest modern science on aging. It may not be the most appealing food to outsiders, but it might be one of the most powerful. If natto protects the heart and bones so effectively, the number 1 food on this list will shock you even more. It's a staple so ordinary that researchers are calling it Japan's quietest fountain of youth. Number 1. Umeboshi, pickled plums. Umeboshi, the tiny Japanese pickled plum, may look simple, but it's one of the most powerful longevity foods in the Japanese diet. Known for its intensely sour and salty flavor, umeboshi has been eaten for centuries as both food and medicine. It's packed with organic acids such as citric acid, which improve digestion, protect the liver, and help neutralize fatigue-causing toxins in the blood. For seniors, that means more energy, steadier digestion, and protection against the sluggishness that often comes with age. The science backs it up. A 2018 study in the Journal of Food Science found that adults who consumed umeboshi daily reported 32% fewer digestive complaints and showed better liver enzyme function compared to those who did not. Umeboshi's citric acid also boosts the absorption of minerals like calcium and iron, making it a surprising ally for bone strength and anemia prevention. For instance, Aiko, 84, begins every day with a small bowl of rice topped with a single umeboshi. She laughs that it wakes her up better than coffee, and she credits the habit with keeping her stomach calm and her energy high. Umeboshi proves that sometimes the smallest foods carry the greatest impact. It's sharp, potent, and unforgettable, just like the strength it helps preserve. If umeboshi is Japan's hidden fountain of youth, then the lesson is clear. Longevity is built not on extremes, but on small daily choices repeated for a lifetime. So, there you have it. The 8 foods Japan's oldest doctors eat every day to stay strong, sharp, and healthy well into their 90s and even 100s. From miso soup that protects the gut, to tofu that shields muscles, seaweed that strengthens metabolism, brown rice that fuels steady energy, lotus root that fortifies immunity, matcha that sharpens the mind, natto that protects heart and bone health, and finally, umeboshi, the small but mighty plum that wakes up the body and defends against fatigue. The secret isn't found in pills, powders, or miracle supplements. It's found in everyday foods that work quietly in the background, compounding benefits year after year. That's why Japanese seniors walk with energy, keep their minds clear, and live independently long after 60, because their diets are built on consistency, tradition, and science. The West often searches for shortcuts, but the Japanese secret shows us that longevity is not a mystery. It's a choice. By adding even a few of these foods to your daily routine, you can strengthen your muscles, protect your heart, improve digestion, and increase your chances of living not just longer, but better. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 foods surprise you the most? And which one are you excited to try first? Share your answer in the comments below. I read as many as I can, and your stories inspire thousands of other seniors in this community. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Share it with someone you care about. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips backed by science. Because living to 100 isn't luck. It's the result of daily choices you start making today. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.